So, I might have found my issue about my attacking and such. Probably got a laugh, but even though it's kind of bullshit, I don't know why I got switched off. So, you remember when I said sometimes I can, sometimes not? Yeah. For some reason this was off. I don't know how that got turned off, but it did. So I tested out, went on the field, 3 targets, I obliterated. Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't have input command of any bad sort. I'm like, are you serious? That was my whole problem. I even fucking said how many times it's like, okay, why is my... Oh. Apparently there's people around some bedroom fun. It's very pleasant. Anyhow, so I was saying. So that was one of my problems. And I'm flipping out for no reason, but, you know, it's justifiable, like, what the hell? I thought everything is still intact, but that's not the case! Wow, this distance got really clogged. It's high time I need to get the hell out of here. Just saying. Holy crap, it's lagging here. But yeah, 3 targets, I went out in the field and I had no problems, no issues. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, rain is on. Surprise. So yeah, that was my fucking problem this whole time. I was like, are you serious? And I shut off my warning indicator, so actually it wouldn't even freaking pop up if I actually said, hey, you're not targeting the thing, because I shut it off. So, yeah, that was quite irritating. As the heavens burn, level 88, and I still haven't got my trial. So, yeah, learn a lot more of the final days. The journey was well worth the risk. No doubt your newfound knowledge will be great to us all. Unfortunately, during your time in the forest, events were taking a turn for the worse. The Silence are running themselves ragged, trying to contain the spread of the blasphemies, when it's a losing battle. It's probably uncertain the where and why of it. I'll say enough, and I have been traveling all over. Well, of all the regions they visit, Lucas Amos is one of the worst affected. Ooh, that's not good. I think Astidian and Gra took a detachment of allied soldiers there to offer aid and succor to those in need. But the province is vast. They only managed to visit a handful of coastal villages. His accomplishment was sort of still by dropping the bucket at best. In the meantime, Yashtola, Master, and Moitoya have been taking a concerted effort to establish contact with Highland and Ethereal Sea, but no avail. Master Tartaru and I have been keeping a close eye on the forum. From what we gathered, they've been constructing a vessel to ferry people to the moon. And a bit ambiguous, that project has been lately been years, if not decades in the making. However, since we've been no sign of it thus far, I expect it's still incomplete. We also recall the proposal issued by Master Falchinaut to the people of Rosenhand. Following their discussion, Fritchford declared his support for the plan and urged those who wish to evacuate to accept the forum's invitation. So far, so good, but that's where things get a little strange. Apparently, the forum caught wind of the lunar teleport and the Tower of Babel and decided to use it to deliver people to the moon instead of their mysterious ship. Therefore, we secure safe passage for the Han refugees to the tower, often outside and standing on ground. Travel to Guatemala not long ago. Trouble is, the capital is hardly a safe place to begin with, and now the final days have come to Guatemala. It's spread. Well, Kenny was sitting in Rosalind's near. Shortly after our friends arrived, they were sent to rendezvous with Master Falchna. Then panic broke out, and our communications were severed. From what fragments we were able to make out before the ink shell went completely silent, we can assume the phenomenon has spread to the capital. The others need you, Galleon. Please, you must help them. Having you there will make a little difference, I'm sure of it. Camp Broken Glass is their last pour-up call, so you better start there. Luckily, Lucia will know where they are. There's no telling what it will be clocking into, so we best take every possible pre-dog. That's not good. Well, it's not surprising, so considering Rosahan is kind of nearby, but if it's spread from there, it's got to be right there, and it's fracturing around. Well, let's see what shit's going on there. I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, here we are. Apocalypse. Great. Oh, great! Solo instance off the bat! That's fucking dandy. Galleon, not a moment too soon. The sky is overwhelmed as our blaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As her, your fellow Scions arrive ahead of you. We cut the customary greetings shortly after we received word from our troops on Manga Glaciers on the Form's airship had landed. As then the heavens began to burn. I dispatch your friends at once to ensure the refugees come to no harm. I'll have you join immediately. Additional support is en route, but we'll discuss them later. I trust you're ready to depart. Part of my show cutscenes will play in sequence and recognize you as Jesus Christ. Attention will be required to say battle. Your progress will be saved at a certain point. In the event that you're defeated, please not to enter battles associated with a quest log out. Who else? Okay, I guess we'll be playing certain characters and playing arms. Earlier, I got Matt Glacius. Ah, fuck. Oh, great.
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not the same who fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense.
How?
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
So I get to play as Alpha Node?
I can handle this pair.
You shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Yep, we play as Alpha Node. I don't know anything what the hell I'm doing. No, the air. What the fuck?
I'll command the beast's attention. See to the wounded.
Help is at hand.
Leave it to me.
God damn it, we just healed these people.
Those who can stand, come with me.
You're safe now. Easy now. Deep breaths.
Worry not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Here. Boobs and tentacles. Now said. Anyhow, next.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Are you serious?
No. Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Wait, that's... Euless and the army.
So, you've recovered then?
In time enough to be of aid. For once.
We can speak of it more later. For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
So that best trailer made no doubt we're out to have Garleans helping us.
Good gods. Of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
Someone's having fun.
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Ah, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Oh shit, who do we play as? Oh, LSA. Okay. She still had the same one? Oh gosh, she has new ones. Saver, which is menu wants. Huh. Holy! Oh, Jesus Christ. I gotta get used to this shit. Obviously, we have our limit break, which is scary, so yeah. Broke.
I'm fine.
Oh, this is where we're gonna save her from the... Now we're doing a lot better. Okay, we're doing clockwise.
I'm not done yet.
To worry about. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
They say, turnabout's fair play. On guard.
Oh! The Z!
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back. Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you, from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Yeah. Oh. Okay, Growl's our warrior.
Get
Like,
out of here! Quickly! I won't lose them! Not a one! This will be a brighter future! I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve!
our plan is Growl.
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of Father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. We ask too much of him as it is. You mustn't let our sword in the darkness fight alone.
I'm back, bitches, and I have fixed my problems. I'm back!
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order, I trust?
Much as it can be.
I've had enough of this rabble! Come on!
Oh, a trio for the ages.
So much better, I got my shit together.
Just the beginning.
Fuck your shit, dude. Now it's coming to play. Oh, hi!
I had a feeling I'd find you. This should be the last of the worst troublemakers. With me!
Volume on much?
On your feet!
Oh yeah, so much better now.
Leave the healing to me. I'm in your debt.
Now, where were we?
Don't mess with the summoner. Oh, I feel so much better, doing better now. Guess that stupid option.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you. That power is not inconsiderable. Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
Yes. Well.
Behind you! Just there!
Oh, that's a big one.
More of them.
Xenos!
Xenos! Here!
Oh, this is gonna be good.
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying.
Really, Xenos? Come on.
Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seem sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So I hone my blade, and I wait.
This is gonna be fucked up. We have him as a dungeon assistant.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. Along with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better. Duty, honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish.
Got the respects.
Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, 'tis only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
It's finally nice to see Garlemald changing their ways a little bit. Slowly, but...
He'll be off to your seat on the forum next.
Kojo's like, fuck! You might be right. Oh my god. Amazing how one little option actually makes my fun a little bit better now. Though it may be time to later discuss our journey on the first, there might be one thing that I ask has to do. Perchance speak with our friends in Consorium. Both warn me against overexerting myself. Strange they would express such similar sentiments, identical, in fact. But their voices duly noted. We kind of save them all, but if we arrive any later, it would have been a massacre. Things are looking bleak until you and first startups turn up. That and the final days should manifest here too, and after everything these people have suffered, a fate cruel beyond words. Nonetheless, with allies old and new on our side, there's a reason to be hopeful. It's been a while since last we spoke. For some time, I was not myself. Visiting others told me what happened last night, and about the events that took place while I was receiving treatment. It was only then that I realized the lengths you and yours go to. I know I might not be able to repay you, but I'll be damned if I don't try. Most of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for everything you have done and continue to do for the sake of my people. At the very least, I'm glad our own members are accounted for. This is continuous base operations, I take it. To seize the understanding or so uncaring, repent. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind, but looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him for villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. Anyway, about all that, it's good to see you again. they're really shepherding us to level up.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Forchano Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
So what happened? How did it start? Same thing around Sam. Oh.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
You'll permit us to retain our weapons?
Why not?
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
Give a thumbs up, Alice.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Forchano. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Charlian alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
Yeah,
I swear.
Proof on it.
Any other, I would doubt. But you, I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
Oh, do we have access to the other floors of
does.
the
You have my thanks.
Labyrinthos? Yeah, that's so fucking annoying to travel there.
You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait.
Oh.
Did you hear something just now?
What the fuck? Pudding way? Really? Come on. What are you doing?
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
We got beat the fucking on float.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night, and to this bitter clime bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
It's still addressed to that issue.
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. We're here because none of you lot are up there. Nor has anyone deigned to send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Aetheris. Oriange made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvellous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Oriange's inferior works no more.
Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Heidelin's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Oriange made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
You didn't know?
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow! Well met! You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Heidelin's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Charlian, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperites made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart. I am no esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all. Will thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
The fucking pudding way. Oh my god. Thursday, House of Fellowship was non-polarized as we learned the identity of Highlands and our custodians. As we will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the next war with? We might have yet time to discuss the recent adventurous error we summoned to Rustall. Jesus Christ. Okay, that was so much better now. I actually combat and not fuck up. Oh no, Reina's doing that. She's probably having a fucking heart attack right now. Are we still talking about Mint Dew? I make so much money off this shit. Oh my god, people are talking about Mint Dew. I'll be surprised there's voice acting, but I doubt it. Not complaining, Orange, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee, in installing the virtues of Aetherius, I did inadvertently awaken in the liberates a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Crowd tells us that you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing affairs. I have news to share regarding our study in the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be greater interest, so I would rather hear them first. Direct revelations at Highlands and Ellipses Flower Lead. Well, I went back in time. Met Emilsec and my old new friend. And then Standards is what drives the final days. If it and Akasa are one and the same, well, this all proves no odious theory. Where Anthanathos here forced an motion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, the power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said and done would need to be outside of its influence and effectively manipulate the dynamics of their expanse. Meteon, or rather the sorrow and suffering of a fallen civilization that she has been hoarding for millennia, until anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetherius. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one name, defeat Meteon. Make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Make which Meteon would deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there were two conditions. First one is to determine our location. For Meteon escape, an enchantment was placed upon her by Manat, a woman who would become Highland. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely well understood, so we can't assume that our Highland and Manat Umet and Iblis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to their inherent qualities as an all-powerful being, I wager that Highland possessed the knowledge we seek. Later, she will share that knowledge with us, but it remains to be seen. After all, she tends to use for us to flee Ithris, not to stay. Do you suppose she has been in her pursuit of Metreon? That's my impression too, otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provide clues such as the Olympus flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. Oh. So, what's the second condition? We must find means to reach Metreon. Naturally, her chosen method will depend entirely upon whether she has made her nest. Well, she has to be here. Then communing with Highland must be necessary to come first. Did you and Master Matoy have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not, though we enlist the help of Arvold and other Echo-blessed allies. We couldn't detect as much as a whisper from Highland, even from within the antitower. That's weird. Master Matoy is of the opinion that the years since abandoning it, the Forum has some other methods of receiving instructions from Highland. If so, it most likely be some form of purpose for observing the Ethereal Sea, but closer to home. Well, we did have access. Sorry to interrupt. We've been received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the Rostow, where we intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Very. Scratch gotta talk to everybody. This is how Islands commanded that the Vet Zordix prepared to deliver the people of Ithris from harm. Though they be limited with their duties or possess knowledge unparalleled of the great expanse and means of its traversal. Should they persuade to assist in our efforts to meet Matron, we would do well heed their counsel. At first, I wasn't sure what make of Hermes and his motives, but it's like we discussed at the Great Work. When faced with the harsh realities of life, some seek to reach death. Others grow defiant, they fight. Either way, it's right to choose. Well, that was a much quicker response than I was expecting. Nice to know our efforts and Magnolius didn't go unnoticed. Father has granted us the opportunity to be waiting for him, though we not what information, if any, they intend to reveal. There's only one way to find out. The rest stuff. I'll be on me staying behind while you're attending your big meeting. The rest of it reminds me a bit too much of the extremely scary tribunal of Ishtar. You'll forgive me if I keep my distance. After you left the guardway, I went to the laboratories and tried to reach Highland using the lips of smilers. Alas, my attempts are in vain. I'm going to assume that she spent a vast amount of her power in that confrontation with Daniel, and is presently unable to communicate. Indeed, as her presence left my body, I could feel how faint it had grown. Master Matoya suspected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the ethereal sea. Of course, the custodian of the Antitower, which would presumably be rendered upset as a result, she had a few things to say about that. I thought I should be reading in polite company, you understand. After staying grounded and stealing back to Gone, I stayed focused on Locus Anonymous for a time. Being an imperial province, it was only already in turmoil before the onset of the final days. You don't believe the difficulties we have overseeing the evacuation of the villages we visit. I have faith the detachment we left behind will continue to work and shepherd the people safely to what safety can be found in the world coming to an end. To think the Crystal Tower, the first, is capable of such feats as sending one soul into the distant past. The events you witnessed and helped shape, you may yet hold the key to forestalling the final days. I'm reminded my dear friends of the future unmade, whose selfless ever saw the 8th Emerald Konami averted, in this timeline at least. Too much has been sacrificed for us to spend Ithris now. So we're not just kind of called the world highlight, now it's Ithris. Presence as and such, the rest of it close to visitors. Signs of self-doubt? Well, he may answer away in the corner. Of course, entry will be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Please don't forget this sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implementation of wars are stringently forbidden. Really? I got a book. Don't make me smack you with it. Snack time. No, popcorn's ready. Because I got a feeling we're gonna have a few cutscenes here.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Very much.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glacies. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Rads and Harn. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Rads Harn was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms? "71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Oh, that went really well. Rest assured, I have any intention on learning the Forum's decision. While I really much take issue with the forum's approach in selecting whom to save and when, they're not wrong on wanting to minimize potential conflicts. Fortunately, if this plan actually works, the Exodus itself will become entirely unnecessary. Whew, I'll admit, bringing up the issue of the forum's incomplete arc was more than a little daunting. They were, to the credit, quite open about the current state of affairs. What was even more surprising, though, was they took Alpha to his offer. Yeah, a huge number. I'm a little vexed that we've been yet to learn the forum's replacement for the Antitower, though. Despite that in town, they'll share with us too, and with Master Matoya, if there makes sense. The further we pursue the mysteries of the universe, the more I struggle to comprehend the forwardness nature of time itself. We imagine our qualified based on observation of celestial bodies such as the sun and moon. From your account, it is unclear whether the ancients view in time in a similar manner. I mention this because while Vanat knew the final days would occur at a defined point in the future, so presumably had no way of knowing exactly when. And so, the completion of the forum's preparation to escape the moon, relying so closely with the advent of the 5 days, is surely no coincidence. Perhaps if Megawasur were still alive, in the traditional sense, that is, he could offer some help the vessel attain the necessary speeds. Then again, there is no guarantee his contribution will make enough of a difference to matter. True. My affinity for espionage had earned me the title of Archon, but I was completely unaware of the forum's plans. There may have been some clues here and there. I had in mind to look for them, but content that possibility serves as for my pride. Not that anyone could have realistically surmised that their brilliant stratagem was built on a giant ship, fly to the moon, still a large vessel on the Earth, and use that to travel to another star. Even now, the whole idea seems positively absurd when spoken aloud. Hopefully, has not seen the eye of the blue boats. This being their first opportunity to experience the wonder of showing them the potential of this venture is not infinite. Sorry about not letting the rest of you in my plan. I was immediately thinking on my feet for the most part. God damn it, Alpha! But since we require both a means of communion with Highland and reaching Mantran, and spur of the moment I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the arc, I waited to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the aft ether burner. I'd like to think it's not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how ether burner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. Getting close to the level. Still 88, going underground. As instructed, I shall take it to see the ether burner. Allow me outside the Archon, and I'll trust you to make your way there. So the Ark is being built in Labrador's hard surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Maybe they made the sightseeing slightly easier. Just saying. Show star here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I could have zoned. Hey, did we have a new quest? Oh, never touched any of the quests here. Never mind. I'm like, wait. Oh, Jesus Christ, everyone's here. Seems so long ago we set foot here. Yeah, no, and I want my ether current going here. Did they intend to carry everything in the Archon to the moon? They said they started loading scientific records and biological samples, but do they really need all of it? Some sure the objective to form allowing foreign elements to have the run of their secret facility. Should we count ourselves lucky? It's been many moons since I was leveling this. As fast as the archives were back then, we only continue to grow in the days since. When once we were refused to enter, and now we're welcome as guests. Among the many and various documents sent in motion, I did chance upon several inventories made in the Archeon. Many of the foreign believe such records would provide insight into the intricacies of clerical duties. Regardless, the Leopards will not consider worthy of more than a cursory glance. That we have been granted permission to enter our lower levels is proof of our increasing standing. Would they have been willing to confide us in sooner? I don't understand the appeal of reshaping it and it look like the world, but I'll make her peaceful it is. I'll go outside what I did before. Our station lies in the lower levels. The forearm in its wisdom has granted access to the Archeon's lift. Step aside and have it take you to AOL certificate. Finally, I don't have so much a fucking issue. Like seriously, it is really annoying. For so long, I had no access to this zone. How's my sheriff? Oh god, my sheriff rates are getting up there. You wish to use the lift? Yes. I've been for the last 5 days. I sent your associates ahead of Oakenson Alpha on the other side of the Neuroacrobats. Actually, there is something I have been into. No, never mind. I can wait. Let's tend to the matter at hand. Oh yeah, that's the next sector. Mob's not attacking me? Yeah, I just ran by too quickly. There we go. God, I have 2 more Aetherites I gotta take here. Ah. How many ether cards I gotta get here? 5. We still have a dungeon for this sector, probably. Technically, it'll be our level 89 one. If that's how it's gonna go about. Still haven't gotten no trials, though. On our journey here, I was filled with an unspeakable sense of elation to see vegetables other than carrots being cultivated. Why, it brought a tear to my eye. None of the farm, even the people working down here, are probably kept in the dark about the true purpose of this place. Oh, anyway, I didn't want to talk to you. We're going to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here, being a Lisko and Alpha, their engineering conditions of liberators are regulated. Water is drawn from the underground and dispersed as vapor, typically in the form of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperatures and air circulation, they are able to create an ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Alright, how do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What? And left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I've been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating, and Pepper had more questions the entire time. So it's all too easy to take the granted of many interweaving aspects of the natural world, the growing earth, the wondrous. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the laborers in recreating a similar environment, I had to come to view such processes too late. Subterranean guardians and labyrinths, the lunar prison forged in the contained ancient zodiac, the inhabitants built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. It's no mere coincidence. Ever since Highland was the grim fate that awaits Aetherius, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to the labyrinthos in preparation for the Great Exodus, but that is not all. It's also a testing ground for the technology that allows us to settle on distant stars. Though the laborers have learned to make the moon inhabitable, this is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where it is all barren. Now, time is not on our side. I arranged for you to enter the central circuit, so where most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark Abundant. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will be subject to such restrictions and will be free reign to come and go as a place, such as with the will of form, after all. But prove ourselves worthy of their trust, your trust. Let's proceed. Finally, we get to the next sector of this damn zone. By degree of the forum, scientists have ever permitted to enter the central circuit. Boink! Thank you! We might finally have a chance to commune directly with Highland, providing we somehow manage to see where Charlotte's first engineers have failed. Still, more hard to look. This is it, Central Circuit. Based on where we're almost there, or the rather underground level they have to reach, even more Central Circuit perhaps. The further we're down we travel, the more expensive the sky becomes, artificial though it is. Maybe the heavens elsewhere would be so idyllic. I have no idea what makes Alpha and I so confident we can resolve this problem of theirs. Relentless optimism, assume. And not an unwelcome trait in a youth, but nevertheless so in a gambler. Alright, let's resolve never let to let him set forth on the gold saucer. Yeah, coming from you, Thydia. This heavenly environment here is not like a best way to barrel, though the diverse vegetation does produce far more complex but deep aromas. Welcome to Vigilance, indeed, for I have grown weary of a scent of carrots. Imagine the secret is kept well of great benefit to my own research, but I refrain from indulging my curiosity for the time being. The sooner we get to look at this apparatus, the sooner we can start working on how to improve it. Asbury is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work as Kokodogo, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary instructions is made, we'll leave it to him and discuss the pit handlers. This way. First, I gotta fucking get a damn. Yeah, there it is. Even this person's probably doing the same thing. Northwest again. Huh. Interesting. Still northwest. It's right here. So we need 4 more. After this one will be 3. Yes. What's behind that building? Oh, that's right there. Fuck. For a second, it was a name. I was like, what the hell is that? But no. I don't have access to that, but I'm surprised I do. I do. I'm surprised. West. It's behind that wall. Now I start to wonder if I should have fucking attuned myself to the ether. Oh, that's something big. I don't like it. Oh, there it is. There's 2 more carrots left. Oh boy. Let's try right here. fuck. Nah, it's gotta be right there. Like, right smack right there. I'm fine with it. Like I said, it's right around there. Well, I got two more left to go. Closer than I thought. That looks like a bruiser. Guys, I feel like I'm gonna back out and live this. Oh, really? Wasted 14. Can't tell it was make fun of itself. Oh. Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. That's it? I think I might slow it right there. Yep, there it is. Well, shit. Koopa for Koopa nuts. I'm done with ether currents. Just gotta do the quest and that's it. Oh, that was stupid easy. I just gotta do the quest line. You know what? Humor me. What is this wasted 14 quest? Oh. Excellent. I think that's the only time I ever got to use my fucking ability. Oh, it feels so much better fixing that issue now. That's where I got stress in it there. It's over at mine, that's the reason why. All of my homework. All of that. Really chill out for those sherbets. Dude, this is taking a long time. Someone must be fucking farming this one. Revelation! That's one thing, I do feel really powerful at this level so far. Before I was only doing like fucking like 10,000 damage, now I'm fucking hitting like fucking 12 average. 16 sometimes. It's like, damage! Oh my god, someone's tanking, bro. That was quite a battle. That's a special name. Still, we don't have a freaking trial boss at 87? I don't know. This is weird. This is really weird. We're gonna have our 89 dungeon in here, obviously. Which, if that's the case, I'm gonna stop streaming. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna have this for a while. But I'm happy I actually got a lot of things fixed up on my end. It's like, finally. And even if I did log back in, I don't have that 2002 error since I fixed my router. So that's, well, I think I fixed my router. Didn't log off last time. I was at 3100 and I didn't get the 2002 error. But again, the peak hours were starting to dwindle. Well, man, the facilities within the central circuit seem to be visible from the upper levels. More secretive work must be carried out behind closed doors. I was expecting a Skyfield manufacturer, but instead I find the village empty. Surely the Forum have already petitioned the aid of the Liverpools, given they're familiar with such technologies. For a closely guarded secret, you can see practically everything from the outside, even with the magical barriers surrounding it. He hasn't even realized we're here, or perhaps he has realized, but just doesn't care. Is he talking to himself? It looks like I lost the thought. I thought it seemed to hit something on some block. Perhaps he liked to break the ice. This is the man we say, try not to start on it. Can't be even worse than Geralt.
Could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows.
Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
You already are, apparently.
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Of course.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut? Heavens, are you all right? You look pale as a... well... Best put that battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths. That's it.
Wow, we're going back to the coils again.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours. What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward.
Twice that name's been
This
thrown
is
around.
Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Wood expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists, or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics.
Oh?
Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
The Cogents.
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
He's going for your seat!
First thing you're doing all this, but I ain't getting my hopes up just yet. First off, right now the final days. No one can accuse the Ilzebub contagion of back down from a challenge. Of course, they weren't so committed to the cause when we first set out. But after seeing this example set by you, Alpha, and others, the change was palpable. I can't help but believe. Though the bottom is long gone, and intimate hulks are far from safe. It would be much worse, of course. They won't have their fight to way past Mycenian dragons, nor is any danger of the Elder Primal won't be summoned again. Even so, as I said, there's still a few elegant creations and contraptions remaining for our friend's way. Oh, that grandfather watches over them. There is no oaths or contracts binding the members of Ilzebub Contagion, and in many ways, it's even more loosely organized than the Crystal Parades. Letting us, I knew none will refuse to call to arms. Truly, we have been blessed with trustworthy and dependable allies. I'm confident that Delia's elegant defense mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them may soon have many accomplishments and names as certain when we're late. Considering how much of a fuss he had made at the time, I don't see why he would take an opportunity to bring it up. Just firewood. What's going to irony the remnants of the 7th Element Requirement would become the keys of mankind's salvation? Never more certain that I have been the master ruler, so I'll watch over us from the ethereal city. Time and time again, it seems that elegant something or other, or either cause the solution to our or the solution to our problems. The thing the self-same materials that once lost Doma will be now used to help free mankind to know. There's a poetry in that. Yeah. Sounds like these remind how famous or infamous Alpha has become. Who would have thought he would achieve so much with a single link roll conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, my best return to the servers and inform the relevant parties. I have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who that might be? Cryle. That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters in your own capable hands. Best of luck. Oh, Sid. Never mind. It's fucking Sid. Meanwhile, Uda. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, why not Carta now? Wouldn't that have some leftovers?
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Thiergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
This is the Blue Mage, right?
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Uldar's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Uldar will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Meanwhile, the Black Shroud. Oh, that's gonna be good. What is effects by tank roll? Just like cleanse their blight.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
Yeah, you're a bunch of cherry huggers. Just saying.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud.
I was gonna say, like, at least this is her territory.
I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I'm happy to see everyone's working together. It's so nice to see everyone joining up, put aside their differences.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
What about Limsa? Oh, Ishgard? Amelia, what are you doing over at Archon's grave?
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... Ah.
Endwalker?
That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
Or was that Vitra? No, the Ruby City. What's going on with a Dome and a Reliance?
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
Of course, the Kojans are going to be involved with this one.
Is that...
Oh, forgot, he's imbued!
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you
I forgot,
see.
he's the new Gambu at this point. It's Theru. Holy shit, the Four Lords! Holy shit, this is gonna be good. The bottom has long gone in. I mean, hooks are far from safe. It could be much worse. Fight their way best. No job too small. Though our friends are searching for fine and sacred relics, we will know if we can require some once the state arrives. In the meantime, we can be of service. You've already done more than enough. If I'd say, though, I could use someone who knows a thing too about elegant technology. You there, with the eye with the red eyes and magic hair, you know more than an average scholar. Well, you've been pointing out, Gra. If you want to master Arcono, know where he was. Well, he and Gra, so is our airport. Why don't we help the preparation for the Great Exodus? See this meeting and going above and beyond terms of arrangement. I suppose it's not a carrier favor. As confident I am with succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse. If nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the animate. Well, there are you a bunch of helpful buggers who wanted to lend a hand. I know where you ought to go. Generally, Hamlet is lousy with research and scholarly types, busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. You know, all the help they can get. So they can start. Off we go. Sounds like a start. What a quaint little settlement is this. Shame it's hidden on the ground. In order to protect the secrets of Century Circuits, researchers must navigate a maze of paperwork before they're permitted to return to the surface. This way is no different than any aspect of Sherlock society. We do love our bureaucracy. It's very much a mirror of that city, though, which is perhaps how they came to call Charlie Hamlet. I don't mind a bit of heavy lifting, but I draw the line on paperwork. So much as you show the documents at me, and I'll move my lance through it. Do I succeeded in the shadow of a young corner? One can hope it was Leah, not the malicious tetanus under. As far as I learned that I have a foreign plan to send everyone to the moon, I can't imagine how the common folk must feel about it. From what I can tell, a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we can offer, but they say they'll benefit from some of the fresh inspiration scholars Montreal mentioned. Let's start by asking around, mainly without getting anyone's way. Let's be about to get right once more rehearsal. Oh, really? Well, that's yourself. So I got 2 side quests. Helping with the Ark, even with all the power of Moscow that managed to squeeze out of the Aether is still not enough, apparently. Now I hear the final has arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the Exodus sooner. People are dying, and there's no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We spent years preparing for this moment, believing in the plan, and all will well. Hello. Are you one of the new helpers? Working on Etherburn. Oh dear, I heard things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I'll choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples today in and out. It's how I think this work. Still, no one will be cross if I misplay a few waylands on what have you. The forums got enough on their play as it is. Without saying who gets to board the Ark and when. Lots of powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to the most emotional and others. Hardly get a moment's rest, I expect. They even have time to sleep. Really? Can't fit my big ass dog. Damn, this is the most I've ever had online. Oh, there you are. So what's it looking great? Offering to help? That's very kind, but I should have been able to organize the rest of the documents myself. It's mostly a list of things we need once we arrive at the moon, and whatever start we choose in our home. My duty is largely concerned with maintenance of living conditions, so it'll be a lot busier than before. Heard that our lunar covers have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to meeting them in person, after having communicated with all such limited capacities thus far. To be perfectly honest, I'm not the slightest idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous living giants. Why, I much prefer something small and fluffy like the rabbit that just ran by. Oh, we actually hit that nail on the nose. Just saying. Oh, there's Living Way. So here the Lurpus have entry sword in this most heavily guarded field. How? I don't know. How more was to see you again? Who's the hero? I learned much about a fascinating discussion of the Curatorium. All thanks to Arianji, you see, he's taught me the finer points of cooking, with which, despite my name, I know very little about, so he just told me how else works. Actually, I was rather hoping he showed me how to make an Archon loaf. They're quite popular, I hear, though it doesn't sound like it contains any flavor to speak of. Still, if that's the sort of thing you kind of enjoys, I shall make enough to at least the whole journey. That's not nice. What joyous sample of delights of the interest. Okay, I wasn't expecting you to see here, Galleon. I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to say goodbye. One of his Leopard's attack, there was a stunning like that. Not to worry though, as all has since recovered from the rather savage being in mistreated. They may know ill will, well, perhaps a little on account of savagery, but time heals all wounds, most anyway. Answer me here. My friends on the forum brought us in to see their teeny tiny little toy boot, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. Well, we're really interested in Theater itself, though we know find ourselves in a sort of funny underground administrative version of it. We're hoping that the forum will give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all the time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we still have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we're planning to do until we chance upon Arianja and her good self. Since you're both dwelling about engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you can show us a few points of interest. Wouldn't that be fun? Wise guides. Tour or levers? Not expect that yet, perhaps suggested. Given the line betwixt our official environment and the best way to burrow, it be in our best interest to have the Liberals acquaint themselves with the conditions deemed optimal by their sterling collaborators. I fear, however, that continuing reliance upon my limited knowledge will rest narrowing rather than broadening the perspectives. How our fellow suited adventure just lead this venture. Oh, God's legs are starting to get cramped. Ooh. What more was I there? When we began with a great big what's it over there, younger? Oh yeah, so what's it? Shall I leave it as an explanation to Galleon? Thanks, Andre. Thanks. God fucking damn it. I need 4 more of the Ajax. That's my run out speed in this sector. Excuse me, time to build something so large where that creation range is positively stupendous. Perhaps we can direct our attention to the most important features. It's not very intriguing, I'm sure, but we were at the food preparation stations. What was our word for it? Kitchens? That reminds me, anyway, our newly appointed chef of pudding research at this point himself found that after sampling around his delights, oh Jesus Christ, has gone in search of Aether's ultimate sweet treat. Well, provided it's pudding, that's all we ever talks about these days. Have you seen them? Considering seeing one of growing my specialties, I expect them to pay full attention to your explanation, which I'm sure everyone will be most informative. My word, what is architecture? Such immaculate culture. I have to make several adjustments on my work to match this degree of craftsmanship. I should have no longer corner unrounded. Therefore, technical expertise does far outstrip our own. We would be wise to allow them to form their own occupation as a function of the various apparatus rather than upper uninformed conditions of our own. Alas, that is unbeknownst to us possess of surpassing knowledge. Sorry. Construction and operation of advanced shoreline. What's it? Man, the perfect side of industry is astounding. Oh boy. Tanks. It's a little too hard to see from there, but go on a pipe connected to the top of those tanks. You can see through the window and pipe in the bomb. Oh, it must be perfect wire drawn from the bomb. Well, as a special later one of that. Fear that the concept be observed from another time from other players has proved life for the wider world somehow. Guess that's all I can go. Observe the mushroom thing. Is that the word I heard from inside the great tube? That must be because it's caught in a gigantic wheel on top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw the wire. That's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it, too. Mushroom-like thing. That looks like the trees in Gray's head's will. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. Standing on the bottom, but big and round on top. Quite tall for something that's so unbalanced, too. That makes sense. That's where they store the water. Oh, yeah. Water tower. Well, if I ever hazard a guess, water drawn from the underground pursuit was some other mechanism that was purified here and stored at that tower before being distributed elsewhere. Am I right? Aren't I? I knew it. It was designed brilliant in simplicity. I dare say it will take only a moment to install it, even the harshest environments. For us livers, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is the most optimal portion of any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that the peoples of Ithra sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? My son was that they're thousands are built in their oasis. Areas near waterfalls are common. Pretty much. So where do we choose to live near or far from water? Oh dear, I worry we were able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on far more than we anticipated. A few adjustments may be more. Once they calculate the average rate of consumption per individual, it may be worth learning about more how exactly they obtained the water in the first place. Also, Alpha spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Alpha, did he not? Maybe the Lopez will share this appreciation of engineering marvel. Oh yeah, that sounds absolutely splendid. But straight beyond a century of Charlotte Hamlet, I shall learn that way. I mean, do I have to brave the untamed wilderness? I valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of the settlement. We were not escorted here by burly custodians. I dread to think that would have come to us. Apparently, too many hungry predator with a formation of big, nasty teeth. Liverpress might be a potential and rather appetizing source of substance. Ah! My opposing upon the assistant safe passage to Alpha. For my part, I shall act as an escort to living way and cooking way. I trust single way and growing way. I care. Oh. More valiant protector than I could not wish for. Godspeed. If all the same too, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, Grindway, to the water extraction blitzes. I said I feel had mind the feast on the roots of Windfall. Thank you so much. Oh, fuck. I'll probably find something to say, but I'd rather not be burnt, Chris, if that's all the same to you. That's gotta be our dungeon sector, probably. What's my soul? What the hell? Couldn't help noticing the sink of lack of carrots on the way, or many rather vegetables I expect to see. Though I did catch a glimpse of a sort of bipedal tomato charging bell. Must be my imagination. So wait, what the fuck? Okay, oh. You're done well too safely. Bill skittish at the best time. I'm pleased with the surprise I didn't run out and get themselves killed. I was very excited. I'd rather not do it again. Wait, how did I just never play on a head perspective? Let's keep moving. The building looks nice and solid and safe. First, I bet you're welcome to Alpha. Our destination is outside as a lift's top right for me. Ugh. Forgive me for asking, but are we close up the kitchens? Come think of it, why am I even here? That's why manipulators are hardly my area of expertise. On this occasion, we hope they seek the council who is qualified to describe the works of the apparatus. Anyone else in possession of schematics or other useful documentation so let us request them. As a form of esteemed guest, it's likely they would refuse, yet fellows has an chance disposition of shrine of bureaucrats. That was terrifying, but at least the singer is more pleasant and wholesome. Well, almost. As far as the expression of Ithras, it's far from favorable. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Quite literally has the case here. As I understand, places like Ithras are exception other than the rule. You don't build enormous underground living spaces like this, surely. Further, separately more, so this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. A perfect environment to sustain life artificially created. Knowledge we get here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're very lucky that Aetherius has just happened to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they were because of valuable resources, I wonder. Either way, let us story on my list. Can't wait to see more of it. fucking great, but this is all really wonderful, I'm sure, but I'm rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? Please both out knowledge and consumably seek or found out mineral analytics. As I imagine, seeing way and others are tend to study every conceivable facet of the apparatus. Believe that would be some kind of next score, but it's visiting culinarian. Yes, that sounds more interesting. Hopefully I will see the first hand of some delicacy your Angel was telling me about. Even as an incredibly vivid but too verbose description cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention Ithris will soon be no more, so I must learn right now while there's still time. Let's book in no further delay. Oh, shit. The fun momentum always comes to a screeching halt when the rabbits are involved. Okay. This is the place, yes. The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I spotted several of the fruit and vegetable features in the companion. I dare love to try some, but I'd rather lose my husband's house than farmer's crust without pushing our pot on and put into pies. Once again, ask whoever's in charge of the willing to part with a few samples. Yes, yes, yes. My face messes with. Oh, it's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. Oh, I could have run if I could, but I'm rushing off to my feet preparing for the exodus. I'm not the only one. We have to find ways to deal with it down here. First on the moon, then whatever started the form decides to become our new home. So sounds so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days, they claim us. But no matter how carefully it's planned, we will take away every very flaw from us. Even though we can take may not survive in their new environment, so many species doomed to extinction soon. Sorry, that's not what I come to talk about, is it? That isn't quite so dire, sure. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if any. By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So where do we go? Oh, I know these are. Grapes, yes. Let's see if they're delicious as they look. They might be a little sour, depending on which ones. Oh, sweet, so sour. Tastes as much like a ray of phosphorus here, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit is much peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try it on. Well, that's certainly give me food for thought, though it's far less traditional manner than a philosopher cares. Tell me, what is your opinion on grapes? Yes, they're rather morishy, aren't they? And what I read, quite versatile too. Something about people stepping on to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. I was wondering who's going to point that out. Anyway, that's enough of grace for this time, man. On to the next week. Orange by name, orange by nature. But, okay, first, fruit with the color. Who cares? Let's eat. Get to the point. Yes, that's it. Equal parts sweet and sour with a As with the Grace, yet nothing alike. I might have to consult Ariadne by expanding my vocabulary. I seem like you find the words to describe it. First one I look at this for is bitter. This is a lot of very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices. Each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you're all turning your noses at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. More or less, though, they are still in my estimation. Listen, let no one say I said otherwise. But speaking of carrots, I'll step away into vegetables. See what's on the feel over there. Oh. That color, that's actually, there's something in our around carrots. Oh, pumpkins. No, I guess less carrots in the taste. It's so hard and we're flavorless. Might as well chew on a piece of wood. That all confirms that these are nothing more than misguided failures, but masquerade as good parents. Stop. Can you see these are pumpkins? And no one says we'll try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it awful bother? Part of fun about cooking is a joy of itself, and that's more. It broadens the range of ingredients that may safely eat. Above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew is one of my favorite dishes as long as I remember. First, even the hard blocks of plant, no matter it can be delicious as an original example. I wonder though, is there anything more delicious? How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Fried banana? What is that? Oh, apple. Looks like ready apple, actually. Well, wondrous fragrance, but look, I have flavor to match. I have no idea whether to eat it, just bite into it. Ah, my tongue. Is this poison? What did you just say? Oh, lemon! Lemon, you mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an artist so revolting? Ugh, it may take some time for Ryan Platt recovers from an ordeal. As such, I best call it an end of this round and stand plain. Let's say our farewells and return to others. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I brought an hour with the grapes and oranges, no less. Less so the pumpkin, though. I learned it the hard way. They're not to be eaten raw. And then there's the lemon. The zephyr. Still feel so violated. First time, was it? I hate for you to leave it for the bad tasting around, but in more ways than one. So I'll give you this lemon muffin I day. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Haven't I suffered enough? Just eat it. No, we miss this furnace opportunity to. Oof. It is sick. It came up here. More than anything in a scoop of ways. Oh well, lemon muffin, do your worst. This is amazing! Delicious. Although I still detect the hidden limit, confidence and sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never have guessed its vital benefits can be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See? We really use lemon in its natural state, but it's a starting role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes it can mean the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the forum will agonize over what's worth preserving and what will consign to history. Poor choices, but make them what we must if we will survive. Such strength or will, not what Highland sees in your kind. What? Mankind, the Librids, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learn all of this, they learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once the civilization was fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it would inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. third lies its fully in its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of immaculate character. Yet civilization since time immemorial has deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects in their own demise. Their dreams were forever unfulfilled. It's starting to sound like the Garligans. What then? Is there an alternative? The answer lies in knowing our existence can never be perfect. We can tell what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. I refer to my origin, but what in the hell are you on about? And well, who are you anyway? Kicking me at your service, I'm here to prepare the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you're able to eat private carrots. They're growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to present many atheist species as possible you're up to the challenge. Of course, I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably, let's go see if others have run out on machinery to inspect, shall we? I don't know, I think I might have to cut this short because I'm getting restless in my chair. I'm like, oh my god. I think I'll get to the 8th right. Whatever the next quest is taking me, and I'll call it there, clearly. The cooking line is broad ground. I'm assuming your resurgence was a roaring success. Oh, there you are. Others are finished taking about ring, making wins with yet. There, but we had the most friendly. That's the time while you're away. I was able to attain all manner of memorable days for us to pour over. I'm sure we'll put newfound knowledge to use once we return to the moon. It's my duty to make our journey as comfortable as possible, though there is no telling how long it'll be. 100 years? 1,000? Probably close to 5,000, give or take. That's reassuring. Where have you and cooking been? There's two different engagement, preserve educational nature. You shouldn't take me too. I'm a leader after all. That's when it's landing, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know that place is famous for their cuisine? But I have time to visit. The more I learn about Ethos, the more I wish I could spare from the final days. I was Highlands orders to flee, not to resist, and I found there was some other way. Sage Council, Archer Pounds Tally. Yeah, I trust these bear fruit. I really heard there are two where now possess a embarrassment of educational reaches. No doubt our guests are relentless to pursue knowledge through Alpha, and that's for a fortnight. Less time of essence. Let's return to the hamlet for with. I should like all you attend to each of our leopard there. Should further question with the power to answer around this. Oh. Aww. Oh, good. Get the right time. Still 88. Let's see if I can do a hand in there. That was ever delightful, and with much information, I can fine-tune the moons and environments for your people's comfort. I suppose it's tricky to estimate this appropriate temperature settings for being so lack of fur. See, why did I ask Joey how to make care weapons? Could I have baked goods person with happiness? I don't know, there was nowhere in particular I was hoping to go. I seemed to wish to see, hear, feel, and think as much as I was bending hand away here. What was like for? What did I say? Maybe let's wait for activity and stimulation, but so that because see about how much busy one else was waiting. Oh, please. Have voice acting. Yes, God, that was indeed my very side to express my emotional state. Do you know why? Because I saw that reconstructed environmental data for Aetherius Alpha, that's why. A forest so lovely, so leafy. Are you first like that? Let's do that one. Even though I wanted to have the purple tree thing. I say. When a story so wonderful comes to my surprise, I reluctant to leave it behind. I was fooled to think I was assumed that the moon was something worth being proud of. How ridiculous it was seem to you. Trying so hard, we yet achieving so little. Finish him! Oh well, works are no less worthy of the uniqueness. I thought I heard tiny voices. Tancred! How'd that see you found? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while I helped them to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here. Despite the news of it coming in, we have the forum's leadership to thank for that. Doesn't mean that people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike any moment, they hurry to complete their work, eagerly aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there is no cause for concern. Perhaps not, though. In our goodly growing way, we might yet find other ways to lighten the burn. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you think me so capable, but I'm not sure what I'm to challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If I say so, I suppose I can't hurt to try. I passed someone mopping in the western part who looked to be in need of helping pull up. Maybe we can start with him. Oh god, this is gonna go to hell. This is a good place, Annie. Come. Let's go with him. I don't think I should misjudge him, but Garway doesn't look like he's so emotional support. So I worked to complete outside. I trust I won't be finding any footprints there. Oh, can I help you? As you would help me, as my anxiety and truth is so obvious. Burn and share is burn and ease. Pray tell us your troubles. These little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm measuring, you see, from what they say the ship. It's a sum of decades of Charlotte ingenuity that's built with peerless, elegant technology. It's all true, but I know, that's guaranteed. We've never before launched a star-faring vessel, let alone flown in the great expanse. All the tests we run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us down, what can we do? If it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight or the one after that. We don't even think we can prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the Afterburner's design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Well, if those doubting technologists does so hold the power of the Elias spheres. Oh, I'm just not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you can tell me about the aspects of the ship's design that I essentially worry about. Our ability to walk about to perform a task for one. I advise that it means employ gravity, experimental spell to regulate the environment. But what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins practicing things as soon as we left the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can have I don't know. Out there is no so difference from down here, you see. The same rules apply. And if you consider them part of one great cosmos rather than separate places. I suspect both parties have found their comfort in this conversation. If a thinker tells betrayal still actually be found insights born of experience, might I provide these leopards to attend them? Excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There's not to be more than easily hard to find people at interest, more than about time while we're at it. Feel glad to hear it. Gather my plans and bring them hither. Can I just get fine souls in the Yosakor? First, take the outer dress and our hands and inform on help us at hand. I shall await thief in there and I shall induce each suitable live for it. Well, that's what I look forward to, that place where every liberator in their place. Oh, I'm at that quest where everyone's complaining about. That's funny. Because there's no point in worrying at this stage. I want to make the work go that slower. Most men on the scene coping well. There's a big fucking circle though. Ah, the end of the world is now. Yet the work goes on no faster. Schedules are 10 times weeks. Here's one line, 100 bucks the next. Yeah, and there's still life. Once being on your help. Only Sid can save her now. Six, bunch of weeds on the ground, something singing, weeds, lots of weeds. Weeds, man. Yep, I'm not like that, my dudes, I swear. I was in a little break, you see, now brown was only lax law. When I'm walking, I notice these weeds, and weeds. Plus the conversation partner saying, oh, Fuzzy, good to me. That doesn't sound like I'm trying to let you relax. Let's get a fun one. Every nook and cranny. I want to help you. Oh, well, the idea. I do know that people coming around town, so I rush out a flexible fresh and bring them to you, which I can track 100 or so. Don't worry, I'll manage. I'll be care of everyone else. Wow. I see why they fucking people are annoyed with this quest already. My face, what's wrong with my... Oh, perhaps I'm a little too tense. I have some turn the proper fauna and only proper fauna are bound to this men. There are a few species still under debate. I can already make the decision myself, and I knew so little of the environment out there. Including the laborers on discussions, that was a wonderful idea. I absolutely thank you. Perhaps the biology itself might offer some clue as well. Considering our collaborators, I suppose that would be more effective than sitting here brooding. Attempting to calculate how much cargo can cost land if fewer tariffs. I feel the Aether Burn make our original estimates for unfeasible. But there's simply too many variables. I feel as my brow will turn inside out. Perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight contains too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. Is there anything bothering me? Well, I have been living cardboard for bells now, so my back feels like a voice that's played as piano. If you neither are drums and crystal humbles too. Worries. No, I believe I'm fine. Thank you. I've been conveying my could use the help a lot. Can't recommend though. Yes, thinkers. Because you know, God's forbid, fucking dead. Oh. I'm fucking tired. Fucking may have been at this for 3 hours. Whew. That's not including my previous one. Lesson assistants, where do they go off at a time like this? Back bar, but I had time for other shit. I need to confirm that Aether as well as consists throughout the levels. Machinery, it seems I should do single-handedly. I swear I find these assistants of mine. The airports are willing to help. Why didn't you say so? At least they won't moan about how they checked 24 times already. And I haven't slept in weeks. Lazy sods. Sounds like my work life. Yes, you idiot. Have you seen an envelope lying around? The envelope refuses giving an accurate order. I order without that blade slip of parchment. Unless your friends have a spell to make me remember why I dropped my damn envelope, I doubt they'll more than helping you. You know, wasting enough my time already. It would be unfortunate for all about it. Have you seen my stuff? Dude, I sell fucking wares. Where's my envelope? Dude, I'm telling you, I sell fucking wares. Happy event here. Oh, that's great. By the gods, my chest today. Am I dying? Is this what dealing feels like? Oh, dude, pardon me, I didn't see you there. There's no cause for concern, I assure you. No cause for concern, though we may depart at any moment. And if the host design buckles in strength, the entire vessel may explode on launch, claiming countless lives and doing all my god. But that's highly unlikely. Yes, highly, oh my god. I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack. Our visitor come to help me triple check the structure. Fall asleep today? Well, why would we all fall? I'll be real more easily now. Breathe, man, breathe. Oh. Probably just I'm waiting for her to deliver, whatever I'm at to wait. Jesus Christ! Now I see why everyone hates this one. This is like unwarranted here. Just thinking anyway, misery, the farmer can appoint someone else. Ugh, I apologize. So I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the ARG if I'm really falling apart under the pressure? You know, a Starship pilot of my age really speak? Surely. Now I have been in 10 ways. I can have prepared for this monumental task. Yay! Oh, one more to go after this, I hope. Have you heard anything on what's on the moon? I have no doubt we'll make it up there, but searching for a new star or part of the planet sounds awfully vague to me. I asked far, but it only tells that the collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the sea of stars that God knows what made of gods know what who. You mean to say that I can speak with them directly? Amazing! Hope I like questions. One more. Didn't really look around this spot. Here we go. Finally, the last one. What am I thinking about the medical facilities on the ship, of course? It's a sign of assistance or sages encouraging. But to imagine that every illness or injury that one would face in the great expanse is beyond any of us. I say nothing to the effects that living up there potentially might have on the body. Crew from the moon? Why didn't you have to think of that? Whee! Please do this quest. That was annoying. I see their point. You got some fucking red herring ones. Yeah, he said he was glad we spoke, and he thanked me. It was well worth it, wasn't it? Even the mistakes we made. Now we can tell what to do. Behold, Galleon, though the efforts, word has spread throughout the Revelry has rarely to a far greater number than anticipated. Living does gather more liquids as we speak. I shall assign each according to their skills. New bonds of friendship might be forged. For the greater matters require not tight intentions. Watch over them. I'd pretty late. Twitch. Please, there's fucking talk. My voice is going down.
So much in forever.
I know the feeling.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
And also the rabbits too.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
We're fucked.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge.
Oh, Jesus.
When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget...
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yes, I am.
Moonbria's parents.
Wilson and Blovida, Sharlayan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. 'Tis good to see you in good health.
Oh boy.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
I can't tell if this is gonna go wrong or good.
I'll say, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
Oh, okay, this is going well.
Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
And then you get suplex. Godwork style.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you, too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This moon breeder. She was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Might be inviting Urianger for a drink when we have a moment to breathe. We're long overdue for one. They can raise glass to drink for you. Ooh, damn it. Fucking nose. Here's me, I never felt like there was too little time before. There were so many people to talk to and so many things to learn. I was so busy asking questions about Aetherus, and I never thought to ask more about Urianger. I would like to, but where to begin? So many of my fellow Oprahs are getting excited to have this opportunity. We're having a way here. So long spent gazing at us, I wonder and hoping. But we're to be here now, to lock among people. Yeah. To be part of their lives and now will make a difference. It's so much more than I ever dreamed. Oh, that must be one of the signs, correct? Thank you for caring for my daughter. The time she spent with you was all too short, but I know she will be proud to have you as comrades. Urianger is too, I'm sure. I'm certain I feel better for knowing she had. For he has good friends to look after him. Say that he comes home time to time, will you? The classical Rogan language isn't so different from yours, man. Do you ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? When I first held her, the moon was shining silver full. The whole world seemed aglow. I knew they had chosen her, that she would beacon in that self-same way. Of course, we let her hear our fair share of jokes how we ought to have gone for a son instead. about how bright and stubborn she was, but furious as Maria was, she was kind-hearted, gentle. Oh yeah, be sure that I'm fucked. I am, as he folds his eyes. We're glad to see him too, after all, so long. Glad it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept your kindness, it would have been felt far harder to have faced them alone. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from this. So that's it for this episode.